Oh my god damn it, why does it look so good? Levi, no! Oh my god damn it! Look at this! Are you seeing what's before my eyes right now? What am I watching right now? What the fuck am I actually watching? Look at this! I hate how good this is. I actually hate how good this is. Look at this direction! They did not have to stay on that camera. It feels like everything about this season has just been, like, top notch. Can they maintain this? 24 episodes, boys. Can they maintain this? One of the best episodes of Attack on Titan in the entire series. No goddamn question at this point. This episode just delivered on literally every aspect that I love about Attack on Titan. But of course we have to start on where a Sakuga fan like me died multiple times throughout the episode. The chase sequence. The goddamn chase sequence. No exaggeration, this is one of the greatest chase sequences I've ever seen in an anime. Period. That is not an exaggeration, it is just that damn good. Not only due to the insane animation, Imai is a god, but the incredible use of direction, tension, and just how palpable the stakes are felt within every single thing that's going on. This isn't just some flashy animation, like there's noticeable weight to everything. One of my favorite shots and scenes is during one of the absolutely insane 3D maneuver gear sequences that we see Levi going through. At the very end of this sequence, we have Levi emerge from the shade, and in its place we see Kenny's shadow hanging on the wall, about to strike. This is literally movie quality directorial work, and it segues into the following scene beautifully. Stuff like this is littered throughout the entire action sequence, and it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. Levi using the alcohol bottle in the bar to get a clearer look on Kenny. Him using a chair as a decoy to escape the bar unharmed. The backwards gunshot at Kenny from behind the counter. It's everywhere, man. And even without these special circumstances or scenes, I just noticed overall an expert level of direction when it came to where the camera was placed and how it was utilized. One of my favorite shots is when the wagon driver who was transporting Eren and Historia gets shot by one of Kenny's squad. His body flings directly towards the camera before transitioning into a shot of him rolling along the ground, and it's just so visceral. Or shots like this where we're following Kenny's squad with the wagon and the 3D background transitions us all the way into the tunnel. Like, why? This was not necessary at all, but it just overall enhances the entire experience. And I cannot overstate the film level quality of direction and animation that's in play here. The only worry at this point is, dear God, how do you maintain this level of quality for 24 episodes? Hell, season 2 was only 12 episodes, and even it didn't have sequences as breathtaking as this. Of course, I don't think we'll be getting this every single episode or anything, but I'm just blown away by what they were able to achieve here. Talk about one-upping yourself in the second episode, my god. All animation and action scene gushing aside, hello everybody, I am PhenomSage, and welcome to my Attack on Titan Season 3 review. Today we're going to be talking about Episode 2, otherwise Episode 39, Pain. And beyond insane animation, this episode balanced out an excess of humanity and emotional core to it that only added to why I loved the episode so much. As you guys have no doubt seen by the bountiful amounts of urban chase scenes and human versus human battles, this isn't what we're used to in Attack on Titan. We're used to killing, well, Titans. And the shift in storytelling here is smartly reflected by our characters as well. The squad, and more specifically Armin, have to deal with the repercussions of taking a human life. A life that might be in the same situation as our squad, someone who is doing their best to survive and live their life as well. And the moral dilemma we see here isn't really anything new, but it's appropriate in this situation. Humanity is now divided into communities that determine who you fight for and who you kill. There is no evil or righteousness here, and that's seen especially during one of the latter scenes with Levi and Hanji torturing two members of the military police. One, named Sanez, who has an undying loyalty to his king and the country, and even after having all of his nails plied off, refuses to talk or reveal any secrets about what they're up to. But we are given some introspection that he sees that what he's doing is good. Good for humanity, good for the country, and good for his king. He's saving the country from internal war by bloodying his hands and killing anyone who discovers too much, even despite the obvious pain and sorrow he shows for doing so. His partner, on the other hand, reveals all of their information after only having one nail ripped off, and says that he and the other members of the police always hated Sanez for how obtuse and annoying he was about his loyalty and devotion to the king and the country. Just within these two men of the same faction, we see that the world isn't so black and white. The military police aren't all evil or good, and these individuals have their own beliefs and their own varying degrees of loyalty. Another great example is the scene where Jean is holding one of Kenny's squad members hostage and threatens to kill her if she moves. Well, she moves anyways, but Jean still hesitates and chooses not to kill her. At first, I thought this was due to Jean also struggling with this idea of taking a human life, and I think it might still partly have to do with that, but more importantly, in this scene, as the roles are now reversed and the woman is aiming her gun at Jean, she also hesitates to make the killing blow, which ends in Armin having to turn around and shoot her himself. The question at this point is, why did she hesitate? And I feel like there's two alternatives here. One is Armin is commenting on the fact that she was a nice person as well, and that's why she hesitated to kill him. And I do think that this is a possibility, but the vibe that I was getting from this scene is that she knew Jean at some point. We know that Jean initially wanted to join the military police himself, so this might have been someone he talked to or thought about joining with in the past, but eventually decided to join the Survey Corps. Either way, this is another example of two people being destined to fight and kill each other due to the sides that they've chosen to join, and not because of who they are as people. That's why it's so refreshing and why I mentioned humanity before, because there's so much hesitation and doubt in this scene. Are they doing the right thing? What is the right thing? In that moment, all Jean and the woman knew was that they didn't want to kill each other. So it has the action, it has the emotional core, it has the humanity and endearing character interactions. There's only one thing this episode is missing for it to be a truly masterful Attack on Titan episode. Where are those plot twists? Well, fear not, because we have plot revelations and arc continuations in spades. Obviously, the biggest one for me is learning Levi's full name, Levi Ackerman. As you should realize, this is also Mikasa's last name as well. So, yeah, that's insane. Where did this come from? How will it play a role in the future? Are Levi and Mikasa directly related, or is it simply that they come from the same lineage, or what? If he was directly related, I feel like there would have been some indication of a lost brother or family member in the Mikasa flashback that we got in season 1, assuming Isayama was thinking that far ahead anyways. So right now, I'm doubting that it's a direct sibling relationship, but what this does explain is why, out of everyone we've seen in the series so far, it makes sense that Levi and Mikasa have been the two strongest, at least in the Survey Corps. Maybe it's just an innate talent and gift that lies in the Ackerman bloodline. Another twist that we got this episode was involving Historia and the Race family. Up until this point, we always knew that Historia came from a noble's lineage, but it's now that we learn that her family, the Race family, is the true royal family of civilization, and that for whatever reason, another ruler is in charge at the moment, and it looks like her father is in hiding, or at the very least is in very normal apparel, meaning that he's hiding his royalty from the world. Who or what caused him to give up his throne? A throne that Historia would have inherited, I might add. I'm guessing some form of coup is involved, but it also raises the question on why Historia and her father ended up separated to begin with. He seems to be sorrowful in their reunion, and I would guess it's because he is directly responsible for their separation. Either way, the ED we finally get this episode has a very distinct Historia focus, so it's clear that we'll be getting lots more information on her backstory and why she's in the situation that she is. Speaking of that ED, you know I have to talk about it. Linked Horizon didn't come back for the opening, but instead for the ED. And as expected, if you've listened to any of their other music, it is absolutely fire, and one of my favorite EDs in the series, if not my favorite. I love the painterly aesthetic they have going here, and the way that we watch Historia struggle with all of her inner feelings. Ymir, assumedly her mother, and the part of herself that belongs in the Survey Corps. Beautiful song, beautiful imagery, and as much as I do enjoy the opening for this season, it does make me wonder what we could have gotten with a glorious Linked Horizon opening. Let's hope they're doing the opening for the second core of this season, because I just need more Linked Horizon music in my life. On the topic of music, it was used incredibly this episode. Two of my favorite moments are when Armin is discussing the humanity we mentioned before, and when Historia reunites with her father. And both of those scenes are elevated to my favorites because of the music that's playing in them. Just absolutely incredible. A few final notes before we wrap up. One, rest in peace Reeves, but I do like that they brought him back from the first season in an interesting way. That was cool, but what I'm more interested in at this point is how his son will factor into these upcoming episodes. Kenny only ends up finding Reeves himself and not his son, and I don't think you keep a character like that alive unless you plan on incorporating him into the story in the future. Maybe he'll take over his father's business and help with feeding the Trost district. And you guys know I'm hyped for the next episode with the tease of some Erwin backstory. We saw it in the opening, but I wasn't sure if it was just used for visuals or if we'd actually be getting some scenes involving younger Erwin, and thankfully it's the latter. Erwin has always been a character I've loved but wanted to know more about, so I cannot wait for next week's episode. But that has been all from me for this week's Attack on Titan Season 3 episode review. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, it was an incredible episode, so I'd love to hear what you all thought about it in the comments below. Did you love it as much as me? Did you not? Do you think they can maintain this level of quality for a 24 episode season? Let me know, and if you enjoyed anything I had to say here, I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, and make sure to subscribe to keep up with my weekly Attack on Titan episode reviews, as well as my other reviews and anime coverage in the future. And if you want to chat with me or ask me a question or anything, make sure to hit me up on Twitter or join my Discord server. I'm always hanging out on there and talking to people. It's a good time. Links will be in the description, and of course, as usual, have a great day.